It's official! Zendaya and Tom Holland are engaged.
I'm locked up, so I'm happy and in love, so I've got no need for Riz.
Zendaya and Tom Holland getting inked, a small T tattoo on Zendaya's ribcage. Holland has a Z on his ribcage.
Your best quality?
Yours is that you're super pretty.
If you guys could bring back one thing from the UK back with you to the States, what would it be?
Yeah, my boyfriend.
Definitely helps when the characters you're playing are falling in love with one another. You can sort of blur the lines a little bit.
Zendaya and Tom Holland are arguably the most powerful couple in Hollywood at the moment. Everyone has been prying into their relationship for years, but now we're starting to see more and more. And this year, they will take over with their films releasing this summer. So let's get into it. Now that Zendaya and Tom Holland are engaged, they are officially the it couple of Hollywood. They are so powerful, and that's why you guys asked me to do a deep dive on their relationship. I think we can all agree that we are happy for this couple, but I want you guys to understand how we got here. Now, as we all saw at the Golden Globes, Zendaya walked the red carpet alone, but she did have her engagement ring. Now, she got engaged to Tom between Christmas and New Year's. We're not entirely sure when. This insider claims Zendaya tried to keep it a secret, but was very excited to show off her ring. She actually didn't think people would notice, but didn't care either way. I mean, people of course are going to notice. According to the insider, Tom decided the holidays were the best time to propose in a very low-key way. Zendaya didn't want anything over the top. Tom wanted to propose because he feels like it's at the right time in his life and he feels ready to settle down. They've had many conversations over the years, but there was never any pressure. Zendaya is giddy and excited. She knew it may have been coming, but never put pressure on it. So yeah, I mean, that sounds great. I mean, honestly, an ideal relationship. Have you guys ever been in a position where you've had a partner like trying to pressure you to get married? I mean, it sounds so like intense to get to that point so quickly, but I'm sure there are some of you watching who have been in that position. Now, for about 5 days, we didn't hear much more about their proposal or their relationship until Tom Holland's dad started talking. And I love when the parents start talking because there's always like someone in the Hollywood relationship whose parent is a loudmouth, who likes the press. And, you know, I'm not actually shading Tom's dad for this. He's just obviously really happy like everyone else is. Dominic, his father, says Tom, as you know by now, was incredibly well prepared. He had purchased the ring, he had spoken with her father, gained permission to propose to his daughter. Tom had everything planned out: when, where, how, and what to say, what to wear. Wow. So I wonder where they did it though, because I thought she wanted it low key, but I guess it could still be low key with everything figured out. Dominic, Tom's father, also shared that when he proposed to Tom's mother, Nikki, that it was much less planned out, that he didn't even have a ring, let alone her parents' blessing. So Tom's in a much better position here. Even though Dominic is very proud of his son, Tom, there are some reservations here. And it seems like this is the point where you tell the parent just to stop talking. Like, don't put this bad energy out there. He says, I do fret that their combined stardom will amplify their spotlight and the demands on them. And they continually confound me by handling everything. So I think maybe he believes in their power to handle the public pressure, but he does worry about that, which I think a lot of people would be worried about it, especially actors, because I've said it time and time again, and I'm not here trying to put this on their relationship. So side note, but if I was ever with an actor, or, you know, if you have an actor boyfriend, if you can, you got to go to this, like the set with them and stay with them, or you're going to run into an Ariana Grande, Ethan Slater situation, because especially these like love films or things like that, you have like your partner go off for 4 months and they act like they're in love with their co-star who also is very attractive and famous, and then you end up broken up. Now, Tom, on the other hand, has said our relationship is something that we are incredibly protective of and we want to keep as sacred as possible. We don't think that we owe it to anyone. It's our thing. So imagine this. You're out grabbing a coffee, maybe running a quick errand, and then out of nowhere, bam, you're in a car accident and now you've got medical bills adding up like a bad to-do list. And no surprise, the insurance company is giving you the runaround. It's like, really, can I catch a break? Sadly, this happens way too often. You've got these firms that promise you the world and leave you buried in paperwork and stuck with those low ball settlements. That's not right, but it doesn't have to be your story. Enter Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. These guys are like the adventures of legal help. With over 1,000 attorneys and offices in each state, they've got the muscle to take on big insurance companies and fight for you. And let me tell you, they don't mess around. Just this year, they locked in a $26 million settlement in Philly, 40 times the insurance offer. So clearly Morgan & Morgan is the firm you want fighting for you. Plus, it's super easy, no appointments, no stuffy meetings. You could submit everything they need right on your phone, and it doesn't cost you a dime unless you win. So if you've been injured or you know somebody, don't wait. You can go to forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you could check out my link in the description below. Remember, it's all free unless you win. Morgan & Morgan has your back because they're for the people. Thank you for sponsoring this video and enjoy.
It's official! Zendaya and Tom Holland are engaged. Now, she was at the Golden Globes. I don't think she talked to any media outlets, but she looked absolutely gorgeous, and she knew everyone was going to be talking about that ring on that finger. Now, we know she's an ambassador for Bulgari. She's wearing a gorgeous Bulgari necklace, so we knew this was a personal item. Now, that design is very particular to Jessica McCormack, who is known as a designer from London for engagement rings. Now, I think we've seen her in Jessica's designs before, so we know this was some kind of messaging, and here she is showing off her engagement ring. So they're engaged. How great is that? Congratulations to the both of them.
Now, I don't think there's any denying that they are a happy couple. A source said he's always been crazy about her. He always knew she was the one. They have something very special. And I think they do. I mean, they were even spotted with matching tattoos. I mean, somewhat matching. They each got their initials tattooed onto each other. Zendaya has a T, which we actually spotted while at the Golden Globes. And it seems like they had this moment together where they decided to kind of go and have each other's initials, which I feel like getting a tattoo of a partner is something a little bit scary, in my opinion. I'm not much of a tattoo person in the first place, but if you have a partner related tattoo, comment below, like if you have a wedding ring or if you have like a, your partner's name somewhere on the face, can you imagine? But of course, them getting these tattoos made big news because even the store owner was interviewed. I mean, this is how powerful these people are and how much people want to know about their relationship.
Making some permanent memories in Boston, Zendaya and Tom Holland getting inked at Boston Tattoo Company on Newberry Street.
They came in like everybody else. They had a couple of people with them, and they asked if there was availability, and it took us a little while to figure out actually who they were.
According to TMZ, the couple got the body art while Zendaya was filming a movie in Boston back in November. Some eagle-eyed fans spotting the small T tattoo on Zendaya's ribcage during the Golden Globe Awards Sunday, and TMZ reports Holland has a Z on his ribcage.
I will say that it was funny because they wanted to make sure one wasn't bigger than the other.
It comes amid reports the couple recently got engaged, pointing to the ring Zendaya was wearing at the award show.
The two of them seemed smitten with one another, and they were just your average young successful couple. They're just normal kids. They are famous, but they were very down to earth. They were real. We appreciate them stopping by. It meant a lot to us. It meant a lot to the staff.
I mean, we are now clocking tattoos. Imagine what it is going to be like this summer. I am telling you, it's going to be all Zendaya and Tom, because we have the Odyssey movie coming out, and then which stars both of them, and then there's the new Spider-Man sequel. I don't even think it has a name yet. I'm not entirely sure, but they're both going to be in that as well, which actually brings us to our next chapter where we're going to talk about where the relationship began. Now, in 2016, Tom and Zendaya are cast as Peter Parker and MJ for the Spider-Man reboot. Now, quickly, there were rumors in 2017 that these two were getting rather close and that they were dating. They actually denied this on social media. Some people were calling out the fact that they were on a vacation together, when in fact they were on a press tour for the movie. So it's not like they were vacationing, but they were hanging out and people were spotting it and, making up their stories. But maybe they were telling the truth on social media, because in 2019, we actually see that Zendaya is dating someone else. What did I say, people? We saw Zendaya dating her co-star, Jacob Elordi, which I told you guys, if you have, well, Tom wasn't dating Zendaya, but anyone who goes to these like movies or productions together and they're working so closely, I feel feel like it just causes a spark. And then you've got the freaking like executives trying to push them together so they can make news stories that ultimately bring attention to the film. In 2019, they were spotted outing in New York City together, and then later on a vacation in Greece. Sounds nice, but at the same time, Tom Holland was dating an actress. Her name is Nadia Parks. The two reportedly quarantined together during the early days of the pandemic. So for years, Zendaya and Tom were denying the rumors, but as recently as April 2021, Tom Holland told GQ it was obviously a mistake that he tagged Zendaya in a suggestive place in one of his Instagram posts. However, in July 2021, photographers caught the actors kissing in a car. Wait, okay, so 2021, things start to change because we see these two interacting, and it's weird. How do you accidentally tag someone in an Instagram post? By July 2021, the paparazzi captured the two kissing in a car while in Los Angeles. It looks like they just couldn't wait because they were at a red light. I guess the emotions were running and they decided to kiss right there. And after that, I mean, it's pretty hard to, I don't know, I feel like you can't really walk that back after denying all these dating rumors for so long. Towards the end of the year, they started to become more open, attending a friend's wedding as each other's dates. And I mean, looking at the photos, they do seem like a straight up relationship. You can't deny that. Because then in September, for Zendaya's 25th birthday, Tom posted a sweet tribute on Instagram saying, "My MJ, have the happiest of birthdays. Give me a call when you're up." Oh, that's so sweet. By October, Zendaya is gushing over Tom in a new interview. While speaking to In Style, Zendaya praises Tom's work ethic since he stepped into the role of Peter Parker. I have to be honest, guys, I've actually not seen the Spider-Man reboot with Zendaya and Tom, which I feel so bad that I haven't seen that yet. I'm definitely going to have to go and watch it. What did you guys think of it? Zendaya said, "There are so many things I appreciate. In an actor way, I appreciate that he really loves being Spider-Man. It's a lot of pressure when you take on the role of a superhero wherever you go." She says, "I watched him do a fight scene all day, which is exhausting. He'd do a move, come back to the monitors, watch it, and say, 'I can do that better.' And I'd be like, dude, you got it." But he wants us to be perfect, and I really appreciate that. She adds that Tom is a fun time, very charismatic, can make anybody feel comfortable, and has a good laugh and a good chat. A good chat. I sound so British, she said, which is so true. And because they are such a seemingly perfect match, the internet is obsessed.
I don't know, maybe you changed.
What did I say?
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. That's messed up. You don't remember what
Oh!
That's up.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I want to go and do the upside down making out scene in the rain. Right now.
What's your best quality?
Yours is that you're super pretty.
Wow, thank you.
No. Yours is your kindness, I'd say, is your best quality. You're a very kind person. She's pretty.
Pretty down.
Amazing.
Oh, amazing. Tom Holland.
Get jacked. I'm done. I'm so done. That's terrible. Like, enough with this.
How did I get jacked? Well, it's a long story, but I'll tell it.
Did he though?
Yeah, I mean, like...
Now, a few months into their relationship, it seemed like they had a wake-up call. Tom said one of the downsides of our fame is that privacy isn't really in our control anymore, and a moment that you think is between two people that love each other very much is now a moment that is shared with the entire world. He said, "We sort of feel robbed of our privacy," which isn't a great tone to be leading with, but very relatable. And it's not like, even though these people are famous, it's not like they really understand how that's going to reflect in their relationship, especially when they go public and they're doing all these interviews together. Plus, they're co-stars, so they kind of have to do interviews together. Zendaya was quoted saying, "It was quite strange, weird, and confusing and invasive. I think loving someone is a sacred thing and a special thing, and something you want to deal with and go through and experience and enjoy amongst the two people that love each other." And I'm like, sheesh, who hurt you guys? For a couple months, they pretty much go radio silent. Going into the next year, February 2022, Tom denies reports that they had bought a house together. He said, "It's completely false. I didn't buy a new house." I'm like, wow, what a surprise. I wonder when I'll get the keys because everyone's talking about this house that I do not have. And again, for several months, we don't hear anything until Tom flies more than 4,000 miles to hang out with Zendaya. Tom reportedly flew from New York, where he's currently filming, to Budapest, where Zendaya was filming the Dune sequel. I don't know why this is necessarily an article. He is spotted knitting. Wait, what? He is spotted knitting while aboard his commercial flight. Later, Tom and Zendaya are sightseeing the city according to footage captured by a fan. For some reason, it seems like knitting is part of their relationship, which is actually so refreshing, and it sounds quite relaxing, but also my hands, I feel like I'm getting early arthritis, people. No joke. So I feel like even right now. Ooh. ooh, yeah, I don't think it could be me. Now, in December 2022, so about 2 years before they got engaged, we started hearing engagement rumors. Zendaya's mother, Claire, clears all the air on Instagram after a pop culture page, Pop Hive, tweeted over the weekend that the pair got engaged in secret. I love how her mother responded by sharing the definition of clickbait, which reads: clickbait typically refers to the practice of writing sensationalized or misleading headlines. So essentially, they weren't engaged, and I think we know better now in hindsight. Remember, these two are very private, so again, a couple months go by until we see them again. And it's in March 2023. They have a rare PDA-filled outing. The couple were spotted on a low-key grocery shopping trip in London. In some photos published by the Daily Mail, Tom pushes the shopping cart as Zendaya walks ahead of him. That same month, we see them wearing each other's initials. I think Zendaya was showing off her nails, but someone noticed the ring that says TH plus ZC in cursive. So really, they can't get away with having anything low-key because people are going to notice it. Meanwhile, Tom is spotted on multiple occasions with a marked letter Z on the top right corner of his back pockets. Interesting. One person even tweeted, why does he have a Z on every pair of pants? Which that is like, I've never seen that before. Get it? Like having a Z on his pants? I guess this is way to express, you know, his devotion to her. Yeah, I mean, you could see that Z. It's like kind of stitched into every pair of pants, like on the pocket side, which I guess maybe, I mean, he's got jewelry on, so can't he just get something with a little Z on it? But I guess the pants is what he thought was fitting. That's a little bit interesting. But I mean, how would you feel? Would you be happy if your man stitched the letter of your name into all of his clothes? I mean, would you think that's his way of like showing like, you know, he's committed to you? It is definitely an interesting way to show your love.
Mysterio has now revealed his identity to the world. The world knows that. Revealed?
I got you, don't worry.
His identity.
She meant to say revealed.
Oh! Don't do that. Stop it.
ASMR.
We're in control of the camera. We're like this, and I'm just going,
And there's doing it without the
The
You're really
noise.
good at that.
well, you'd hope so. I've been doing it long enough.
But I'm just saying.
That's a good one.
Now, through 2023, they're definitely more comfortable sharing more about each other. In April, they were spotted posing for photos during an England Palace tour. Zendaya admits that she loves Tom's accent. In April, Zendaya posts a rare glimpse of a date night with Tom on Instagram, and it looks like they were attending a concert together, which looks fun. In June, Zendaya celebrates Tom's birthday by sharing some posts on social media, and in June, Tom talks about being happy and in love with Zendaya. So it seems like at this point, he's a little bit more comfortable speaking about their relationship. They're like a little bit less paranoid about all the attention they were getting. And here's a clip of him speaking about where they are at this point.
I have no Riz whatsoever. I have limited Riz. My brother Paddy has ultimate Riz. I don't know. I need you to fall in love with me, really, for it to work. So, long game, probably making a movie with each other. It definitely helps when the characters you're playing are falling in love with one another. You can sort of blur the lines a little bit. That's kind of where my Riz is at. And I'm locked up, so I'm happy and in love, so I've got no need for Riz.
A few months later, we saw every celebrity go and attend Beyonce's Renaissance tour, and of course, these two went together. It is nice how he posts about Zendaya, like constantly praising her work, writing, "This was made for me. Go ahead and claim your woman." Now, in a more recent interview in 2024, Zendaya praises Tom's Riz game, which, what is Riz, people? Leave your comments. I know it's charisma, right? It's like the short way of saying charisma.
Who from the Dune cast has the most Riz? Me. Hello. I don't know. Riz is short for charisma, right? Everybody's kind of got their own. I think someone who has beautiful charisma, not on the Dune cast, but I personally worked for me, is Mr. Tom Holland. I'm more shy and like kind of quiet, so it takes a little bit more to like pull me out of my shell. But he's great at just like talking to people and getting to know people, and like you see him on talk shows and stuff like that. He's just naturally very good at that. Whereas for me, I've definitely had to like pull it out of me a little bit. So he's got that natural gift. He's got the shy Riz. Yeah. That's the thing.
Now, because they were part of Dune, they did a press tour for this, and in one interview, she was asked what's one thing she would want to bring home from the UK, and she goes on to say, yeah, my boyfriend, I would just take him with me.
If you guys could bring back one thing from the UK back with you to the States, what would it be?
Yeah, my boyfriend. I would just take him with me.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, at this point, it seems like they were almost ready to get engaged in April. There's a really cute interview where Zendaya is gushing about Tom. She goes on to say that she could not be more proud of him, and you could really see it in her face.
Starting his Romeo and Juliet in theater soon. How excited are you about that one?
Really excited. I can't wait to watch what they come up with.
Did you do lines with him?
I did, yes.
Here's another cute clip I found on Twitter, and it's of Tom whistling and hyping up Zendaya as she's introduced for her film. Go ahead and take a look.
And the wonderful Zendaya.
So obviously at this point, Zendaya and Tom Holland are relationship goals. He claims the way that he's kept Zendaya around is that he's constantly fixing up her house. If something breaks in Zendaya's house, he takes huge pride in fixing it. He adds that being a handyman around Zendaya's house is one of his favorite things to do for her.
Tom Holland reveals he won Zendaya over by fixing a door at her house. Speaking to Unilad, Tom opened up about the early days of his relationship with Zendaya, saying,
I fixed my girlfriend's door once, really early on in our relationship. I was hanging out at her house and her door was broken. I was like, I'm gonna fix that door for you. And now we're in love.
But fans noticed this story sounds remarkably similar to the one Tom told during an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live in 2019, back before he and Zendaya were officially known to be dating. In this version, he describes fixing a door for his friend.
I fixed a friend's door once. Really? Yeah, which was pretty impressive.
Now, bringing us up to speed to where we are now. On June 11th, there were reports that Zendaya and Tom are on the same page about having kids. Tom really wants to have a family, and he and Zendaya are on the same page about having kids and wanting to start this family together. So imagine if, I feel like the prediction for this year was that these two were going to get engaged, but now we can update a 2025 prediction to maybe Zendaya becoming pregnant. She's got 2 films coming out, so this would be kind of a good time for her to get pregnant because she could do the press tour pregnant. It kind of gives even more to talk about, and then she doesn't have to worry about working, and then when she gives birth, she could get right back in the studio again. You know how these actors work. It looks like we're not getting Euphoria anytime soon, but I don't think she minds because Tom is absolutely in love with her. He's very focused on building a family and his career. Tom is a very old school English guy in the way that he wants to have a family and kids relatively young. Actually, thinking about it, Zendaya could get pregnant and do Euphoria because that would even add to the storyline as well. Pregnancy, a baby is a blessing. It always adds to a good storyline. My gosh, makes me think of the terrible YouTube family channels that would get pregnant just to get views. Tom opened up about his future fatherhood plans in an interview, claiming that he plans to put a pause on acting once he becomes a dad. When I have kids, you won't see me in movies anymore. Golf and dad, I will just disappear from the face of the earth. So wow, maybe they'll both just peace out. Now, of course, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer here, but there have been some claims and some people who suggest that possibly these two are just together as a PR relationship. I would hope at this point you guys would understand they're in it for the long run, or at least it seems like they are. This post from 2 years ago, which again, a lot of things have changed since then, talks about how their relationship could be both real and used for PR at the same time, which I could understand that. I think they spoke a lot about their work throughout this entire video, this timeline, and it seems like work is very important to them, and working together in movies is even more important. So if they drifted away in that aspect when it came to their careers, I could see that ultimately being a problem. And of course, there are plenty of haters all over social media who have put out their opinions that they believe these two are together for PR. It does, coincide with their movies, so it I can understand it more than some other relationships because they are literally working together and promoting these films together. I do want to end this video with just a couple blind items about Zendaya and Tom. This one reads, Golden Globes. The one-named actress knows exactly what she's doing. That isn't how she plays the PR game. If it were real, there would have been an announcement. Now she gets to upstage the illiterate rival who has been talking smack about her the past few months. Now, this is supposedly about Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney, who are possibly feuding. If you guys want a video about that, comment below. We're not spending a long time on these blind items. We're not breaking it down like we do on Thursdays. We are just kind of going through them. But this one reads, the relationship with the foreign-born A-list superhero and his supposed girlfriend has always been ridiculous to contemplate. It's completely getting out of hand now, and their careers are going into the toilet over something that isn't even a real relationship. That's really negative. This blind item reads, at some point, and again, blind items are little tidbits of gossip that comes from an unnamed source. Take what you will. At some point, either the one named actress or the foreign-born superhero are going to get tired of the charade. Right now, the actress gave herself some breathing room to discuss it for a while. I think right now they're definitely on a high. Another one reads, the foreign-born superhero needs his girlfriend right now because he's counting on her to sell his beer barrow for him. No one cares about anything he does. So interesting. He launched a non-alcoholic beer line, which I can understand if you are an alcoholic and if that helps you cope with like not drinking actual alcohol. But like, what? This young kid's doing a non-alcoholic beer line? For what? That seems like such a money grab. Just like my initial reaction. Like, give me the real thing. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, people, but I'm over here ready for the real thing.
These two guaranteed this happened ages ago. They have already planned the wedding. The guests and family will definitely be signing an NDA because there's going to be no People magazine spread of this. Silence. Crickets. Okay? Even the crickets are hearing crickets. What they will do, say like a year down the line or something like that, Tom is going to be on a red carpet interview and he's going to be asked just some generalized questions because they're going to block this question. And then Tom one day will just be like, yeah, well, my wife, Zendaya. And he'll say nothing. He might give you a little cheeky, charming like wink, a little glimmer, and then he'll just walk off.
Now, we'll have to see how this relationship unfolds, but I have to admit, I think this is probably the healthiest and happiest relationship we've ever talked about on the channel, which I was happy to discuss. When you guys asked me to do a deep dive, I was like, you know what, let's do it, because I don't know enough about this couple, but now I know plenty. And from my opinion, I would say they seem happy. I think the work thing is convenient, which makes PR a considerable question. I understand why people think that. I think they're just kind of lucky. We got the lucky ones out here who find their soulmates and end up working in movies together. Oh, in their mansions and the fame. Must be nice, right? I don't know. It's probably a lot of pressure too. You never know. People always think the grass is greener on the other side, but you got to be happy with what you got. It makes me think my favorite song is Soak Up the Sun by Sheryl Crow. And she sings, it's not having what you want, it's wanting what you've got. You could tell I'm on the what's it called? The filming high. Like when I start to film and I start talking, it's like, whoa, you can't stop me. Wait until I have my Wendy Williams show one day. I'm manifesting that. But until next time, I will see you guys here on YouTube in a video soon. Bye, guys.